Chelsea fans, and welcome to a video from Football.London. I'm Bobby Vincent, and I'm just going to be bringing you a quick sort of post-match reaction to Chelsea 3, Luton Town 0. Chelsea's first win of the Premier League season, of the new season, and of course life under Mauricio Pochettino. And yeah, I mean, all in all, sort of very impressive. It took a while, I think. Um, the game was sort of as we expected in terms of Luton coming back, coming to Stamford Bridge, sitting back and defending, having their two men up top who they had so much success with last season in the Championship. Rob Edwards spoke to Sky Sports at the start of the game and made no sort of secret of that. What Luton plan to do when they can, sort of, if they're in trouble, they're going to try and boot the ball up to their strikers to get out of trouble. And luckily for Chelsea, and I say luckily, but I mean Chelsea forced this. They weren't able to because Chelsea were relentless in their pressing. They were relentless with how they were moving the ball, and I thought it was a very controlled performance, albeit against a Luton side who are probably going to be struggling this season in the Premier League. That man, Raheem Sterling, again, was absolutely exceptional. I don't know what's happened to him. But he started the season so well. I thought he was decent against Liverpool. I thought him and Reece James attacked Andy Robertson quite well, but Sterling perhaps not, as effective as he could have been. And then last weekend we saw him against West Ham United, and he looked, like the Raheem Sterling we all have known but haven't yet seen in a Chelsea shirt. And then the big question was, could he do it again tonight? And he did unbelievably well. I mean, his first goal is such classic Raheem Sterling in terms of running into the box, jinking side to side, body feints, shoulder movements to try and lure the defenders in, maybe get a penalty out of it. The Luton defenders were really scared to even put a foot in because they knew any contact and Sterling would be over and they'd have conceded the penalty. And Sterling got through, and he got through a crowd of Luton defenders, and he slid in with his left foot really well. And that's been a criticism of Sterling all throughout his career, his finishing. But that was an accomplished finish from an accomplished player. And yeah, that sort of set the tone for Chelsea for the rest of the game. I mean, the rest of the first half was a bit of a struggle in terms of not really being able to break Luton down too much, and thus Sterling was looking like the biggest threat, and the next goal didn't come until 68 minutes when Malo Gusto did some great work on the right hand side and produced a lovely weight across to Sterling, quite close range, and it was a very cool finish and one into the bottom corner to effectively take the game away from Luton. And what I loved about Sterling's performance and his goals, the two goals were completely different. We see one where it's very sort of Eden Hazard-like, almost running in from the wing and taking on players. I say Eden Hazard-like, I mean Sterling's done it for so many years now as well, but we just haven't yet seen it in a Chelsea shirt before tonight or last night when you've been watching this. And then his second goal is equally as good in terms of it's so nice to have a Chelsea player in those sort of positions and finished him first time into the bottom corner. I thought it was brilliant. And then, he wasn't done there in terms of goals he was, but assist-wise, he puts in a brilliant ball for Nicholas Jackson, and Jackson got his first goal, a tap-in albeit, but, I think if you ask 99% of Chelsea fans what goals they want their striker to score, it would be that sort of goal because we just haven't seen it enough. And again, I think Jackson's brilliant in the game. I think he does really well. He's such a handful for defenders in terms of his physicality, his speed, his runs in behind. I thought his runs in behind were maybe not as often against Luton as they were against Liverpool and West Ham, and that's not a criticism at all. If anything, perhaps he conserved a bit more energy and was smarter in the way he was doing things. Yeah, I thought he was brilliant against a low block Luton defence, a very physical side as well. I think our average height was like 3 inches taller than Chelsea's. I saw a graphic of that come up. And Nicholas Jackson, yeah, brilliant. And for him to get his first goal, that's going to do his confidence a world of good. I think Mauricio Pochettino said after the game to Jamie Carragher, Gary Neville and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank for Sky Sports, I think he said he can easily become one of the Premier League's greatest all-time strikers, and that's a huge statement, and it took many by surprise. But it just shows you how much Pochettino rates him, and I think he's just one of those players you'd love to have on your side. He's willing to die for your team, to die for the cause, and you could tell just how well liked he is already by the Chelsea fans for the standing ovation when he came off. I think even if he hadn't scored, he would have got a similar ovation because he just runs around so much and causes real hassle for the defenders and the opposition. And yeah, I mean, now we wait for another few days until Chelsea play AFC Wimbledon in the Carabao Cup, and that's going to be a very different game in terms of for personnel. I think we'll see a very different side. I think Chelsea will use the big squad, and we'll see some players like perhaps Hugo Chukwu, who came on, Maria. He didn't come on but was on the bench. Maybe other players as well, who there's so many of them, who perhaps won't be given too many chances in the first team this season, but are sort of on the periphery. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that just as much because a lot of these players we haven't really seen yet, and hopefully maybe another couple of signings in before then. But then it's Nottingham Forest a few days later on the Saturday afternoon. So 3 home games back to back in a row, in very quick succession. So and 3 you would like to think Chelsea should win, and if they get those 3 wins, 2 in the Premier League, 1 in the Carabao Cup, then that could really build some momentum for Pochettino going into a more difficult period and the international break, of course. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe and comment anything you want. We'll definitely be looking at the comments in time for the next video. And until next time, I will see you later. Goodbye.